Hello and welcome back to Debbie J's Crafting Corner, where I show you that if I can make it, you can too. Today I'm participating in the Craft Collab's Shop Your Stash Challenge Hop. This is a hashtag driven hop, so after watching this video, click on hashtag Shop Your Stash Challenge in the video title to find the rest of the videos in this hop. Also, there will be a mystery giveaway to one lucky viewer. To enter, just like and comment on all of the videos in the hop. The more you comment, the more your chances to win. For this project, we were challenged to create a project using certain criteria. Number 1, the colors have to be hot pink and teal. Number 2, the stamps we use must be summer themed. Number 3, we must also use summer themed pattern paper. And finally, we need to use some washi tape in our projects. So let's start off with the colors. To be honest, I did pick out some pattern paper that I thought was just so pretty and very, very summer themed. And I'm picking some of the colors using some distress inks that I think are in the pattern paper that I'm using. I'm just spreading some of that out onto a craft mat and wetting that down with my distress sprayer. And you guessed it, I'm going to do a little swish thing on some watercolor paper. I saw a video recently where someone showed this really quick and easy way to get a watercolor background, and these turned out awesome. Of course, I am impatient, so I'm heating that with my heated up craft tool from Ranger. I added a second coat of that color to one of the panels, but these turned out awesome as is. So here is one of the pattern paper packs that I took a look at when I was trying to decide what to do. It turns out I've got about like 4 different paper packs that I haven't touched that I've had for well over a year, and you can see this one was on discount at Hobby Lobby. So that's the page that I'm going to use for my panel. So we've got 2 of the criteria down. That is awesome. And now I'm going on to the stamping. I picked out a couple of flower stamps from the Fabulous Floret stamp from Altenew because I think that the shape of the flowers is pretty close to the shape of the flowers on the panel that I'm going to be using. And I'm just using the same pink ink to stamp that onto my one of those pretty panels. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go ahead and stamp those down and heat emboss them in some clear embossing powder after using the pink distress ink to lay it down. I am going back over that after I get the color down with some clear embossing ink as well. After heat embossing the first set of flowers, I flipped the panel around and did the same thing on the other side. So now I've got 4 heat embossed flowers on the panel. Next, I'm going to do a little watercoloring. I'm going to be adding some of that same pink distress ink inside some of the flowers, so I'm just putting a little layer of water down and then adding some of the color. I am experimenting with this. I haven't really done this technique but a couple of times, and I'm absolutely loving the way that it turned out on this specific panel. After I finished watercoloring, I went ahead and heat set the panel because I'm going to do a little heat embossing on top of it. The Fabulous Floret stamp set from Altenew also has, other than the shapes and all of the flowers, it's got the little pieces, including that center for those. So I decided I was going to go ahead and just heat emboss that in gold on the center of each of those flowers. That panel turned out just lovely, but I'm going to turn it into 2 cards instead of just 1. So I'm cutting this watercolor panel down in half. It's basically going to be about 2 inches wide. Then I'm grabbing some of my white scraps. Now I've got way too many and I don't use them nearly often enough, so I'm going to use this as a real thin matting layer. So the panels now are about 4 3/4 by 2 inches, so I'm cutting this little piece of white scrap to be just about a 1/4 inch larger on each side. I do have a little more stamping to do. I'm using this Sending a Summer Hello stamp from the See You Soon at Simon Says stamp set, and I'm putting that on the front of each of those cute little panels that I just cut from that watercolor panel that we did. I am going to go ahead and use my embossing anti-static tool, and I'm going to use some dark blue chipped sapphire Distress Oxide ink for this. Now, Distress Oxide is partially pigment, so it does take a little longer to dry than the regular Distress inks do, and this is going to work perfect for me to do a little heat embossing in that really dark blue. Now comes the assembly. I'm just using some art glitter glue to adhere everything together, just putting a nice layer close to the edges and around in the center, and then centering first the watercolor panel onto that little white matting layer that I created, and then I'm going to place that also onto the panel that I cut from that pattern paper cardstock. Of course, we can't forget about the washi tape. I had pulled out some dark navy blue washi tapes, and I'm going to pick one of these to go on this panel with that sentiment, but I'm not real sure which one to go with. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the stripes. I think that would look really, really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and just place that on there, give that as an accent. I think I'll go vertical with it this time. For the inside of the card, I'm using a couple more stamps from that See You Soon stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. There's this little one that says See You Soon, and there's these cute little birds. So I'm going to go ahead and put those on here. Now, the stamps were sticking a lot to my fingers, so I'm using some anti-static powder tool to try to be able to place them without them sticking too badly to my fingers. And of course I'm stamping with the chipped sapphire Distress Oxide ink, so it ties everything together. Then I'm adding a piece of that blue striped washi tape to the inside of the card too. Next, I'm going to go ahead and just glue that front panel down onto the front of my card base. As usual, I had to grab out a little bit of bling to add to the front of my card. These little gems are from Hobby Lobby, and there are so many colors in here in different sizes. I absolutely love it. There was perfect teal and some pink ones in here, so those are the ones I'm adding to my card. That finishes up my project for today. Thank you so much for joining us for the Shop Your Stash Challenge Hop, and be sure to smash that like button and leave a comment down below for a chance to win the mystery giveaway. Be sure to also check out all of the other creators in the hop by clicking on hashtag Shop Your Stash Challenge in the video title below. I know they will have some amazing summer themed projects for you to see. Here are some other videos that I know you'll enjoy. Thank you again for dropping by, and remember, if I can make it, you can too.